Despite yesterday's slip back, the NSE seems to be seeing a dramatic change in investor sentiment. That's if the surge in trading volume and the break above all cumulative moving averages are anything to go by. What's your outlook for the market at this stage?
Thank you very much, Alicia. The outlook for the market is still very bright. We saw some profit taking yesterday, which led to the decline in the Alishia index, but we think that may continue today. But substantially, we think the markets will be in a positive territory by next week.
A lot of this regained confidence is riding on a fast recapitalization process within the banking sector specifically. So are we looking at confidence that can be sustained here, given what the exuberance is dependent on?
Yes, we think the confidence is likely to be sustained. Like you mentioned, the activities of AMCON has been responsible for the increase in confidence that we've been seeing so far. We expect AMCON as soon as possible to start buying back the shares that they promised they will buy back. And we are also expecting that there will be additional information with regards to M&A activities for the rescued banks. If these happen, then we expect the market to continue to move in a positive trajectory.
On the banking front, we had Union Bank out with numbers yesterday, swinging to a 9-month pre-tax profit. Overall market reaction to those numbers, because quite a hefty turnaround that's come through there.
Absolutely. It was impressive that the top line, even though challenging, at least it showed that the company is back into profitability. The concern that people would like to know is why the decline in the profits from the second quarter to the third quarter. Was there an additional charge that was taken? Is this in preparation for the potential takeover or acquisition or injection of capital into the bank? These are questions that will expect the management of the bank to actually explain to investors. But overall, the fact that Union Bank is back in profitability is good news for the market.
And certainly helping it along, as you mentioned, is that Union Bank is being looked at by a consortium of private equity investors at this stage. So possibly looking at recapitalization faster than had initially been anticipated. Having said all of that, with banking sector in the limelight, we've seen the listing of 3 companies over the last 2 weeks, Akeem. Some saying a further signal that the kind of optimism that is sustainable. We had the much publicized Dangote cement listing, but then also Multi-Trex and paint and coatings manufacturers. Market response to those 2 listings in particular, where Dangote cement has already stolen much of the spotlight.
Absolutely. I mean, the share size of Dangote Cement PLC has more like dwarfed the attention that will have been attracted by the other 2 listings. I also think a lot of analysts are yet to focus on the 2 other listings, largely because of their size. But we expect that as we see more listings, there will be a gradual focus on the smaller companies as well. But all in all, the fact that we're actually having these listings is encouraging, because it's increasing the liquidity of the market, it's increasing the number of stocks that investors can actually trade in, and that is good news.
Well, of course, just looking at that size, we had Dangote Cement listing 15 billion shares, while Multi-Trex and PCMN listed several millions of shares each. So not hard to see why they fell into the background, as you say. But starting off with Multi-Trex here, on a fundamental basis, what are we looking at? Give us some background to this company.
Multi-Trex is a company that's actually in the agri sector of the economy. They've actually done a bit of work in taking brokers to their factory to actually see what they do and their projections for the future. But like I said earlier, the major challenge here is the level of attention. I think they came in at a time where the share volume of focus was just on Dangote Cement. Yeah. So even though potentially the company is doing great and we think it's going to be a good company going forward, there are 2 challenges that they've got. One, the timing of their coming into the market, which was competing with a stronger company. Then 2, the liquidity of its stocks. The stock is not yet very liquid, so you are not seeing a lot of activities on the stock. But fundamentally, it's a good company.
Well, hopefully, if anything, this show managing to get them a little bit more attention right now. With regards to paint and coatings manufacturers Nigeria, one would assume that with all we've been hearing about the property development and infrastructure build-up as a whole in Nigeria, this would stand as a clear benefactor.
Absolutely. We expect that to happen. We're still in a pre-election year where a lot of infrastructural developments are taking place. So we think it will rub off on the performance of the company now and maybe in the next year. So we think they're going to be beneficiaries of developments in Nigeria.